this.
Oh, that's nice mood music you have there, Matt.
Thanks. If folks have pre-roll items that they would like to have added, trivia questions, app plugs, events, just send them my way and I will update them just like they do with the movies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I had a really good cup of coffee one morning, and then I'm like, what can Keynote do? And yes. I'm like, oh, let me tell you what Keynote can do.
You've got it under control.
The hardest, honestly, is finding like non-copyright infringing background music. There's a bunch of libraries out there in the world, but you need to go through them, and then you'll just like listen to like 50 different clips, and each one will be like, is this the right thing? Is this the wrong thing? And so then you gotta like iterate through, much like software, but you know,
like music editor.
Well, once you get the energy for it, it goes fast. All right. And with that, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Code for Boston. My name is Matt, and I am on the leadership team here at Code for Boston. Along with, we've got Harlan, we've got Alex. I imagine Thad might be hanging out somewhere in here, potentially Brian and Annie. But if you got any questions, need help with anything, feel free to ask one of us, and we will be more than happy to help you out. The way this is going to work is we'll have some announcements, and then after the announcements, we'll do project updates. And then after project updates, new folks can stay in here, and Alex and I will give you the best orientation you have ever experienced with the most fun icebreaker question you have ever heard. So with that, let's begin. I forgot to update the week. So between that and forgetting to send an email newsletter, I am 2 strikes today. But so we're actually season 2, week 3. And then we've got a couple things that we want folks to be aware of. First and foremost, our code of conduct is on our website. Please read it. Code for Boston is a respectful space. And if you feel like you aren't being respected, talk to one of us on leadership. We are empowered to enforce this and make sure you're having a good experience here. Next, want to encourage folks to follow us on all the different social media channels. So we have a weekly email newsletter you can sign up for, linked on our website in the Connect section. That comes out on Wednesday mornings. And then beyond that, we do broadcast on our YouTube channel all our weekly Hack Night announcements. So if you don't want to have to fully log into Zoom every week, you just subscribe to the YouTube, and it's quick and easy to get that updated. And also, I believe the professionals say click that bell, and then you'll get the reminder when you have the Hack Night announcements going live. A lot of folks have found us on meetup.com, so want to encourage folks to RSVP there. That's how more folks can learn about us, and it'll boost our participation there, and it also keeps your button clicking finger all prepared and ready for when we are back in person and need to do this for the CIC security checklist. Zoom, I keep the URL consistent, so feel free to bookmark that and you'll always end up in the right place for Zoom. And then if you are here but not yet in our Slack, Slack is where a lot of our community happens, where you can ask a lot of the questions you might have. So get your invite at slack.codeforboston.org. Next, want to encourage folks to donate. We are a nonprofit organization, so if you go to the Code for America website, you can insert your credit card information. The more you donate, the more rewards points you'll get, so keep that in mind as you're thinking about what amount you want to enter into the form. And otherwise, beyond that, we do have a lot of options for folks to support us, usually through their employer. So we'll have folks, employers have different programs, and you can talk to Harlan or I, and we're able to work with those. We'll do different things like sponsored workshops, or folks will, support hours that their employees spend volunteering with a monetary contribution to us. Next, wanted to put in a slide. I believe Ethan has a mob programming workshop coming up. So Ethan, do you want to announce this and tell folks a little about what's going to happen?
Yeah, sure. So it's actually mob programming and test-driven development. And it's going to happen on April 1st. Is it on Meetup at this point, or
That is on my to-do list for after this.
Okay, great. So tomorrow you should be able to find it on meetup.com. This session will go from 6:30 to 8:30, and it's going to be broken up into 3 sections. In the first section, I'll give an introduction about mob programming, or as it's called now, ensemble programming, and effective techniques for when you've got a group of developers working at the same time together. There's all sorts of good methods for that. Then in the second part, we'll take volunteers from the audience, and we'll actually try doing mob programming on a pseudo project. And then in the third part of the evening, It'll be open to questions, and I'll also have additional bonus material if there aren't many questions, because I really want to get to the best way to learn something is to actually experience it, or if there's too many people, at least observe it. So just test-driven development. It doesn't mean testing at some point or testing after you've written the code. It means writing the test first, even before you've written any code. And it turns out to be a very effective way for many reasons. So so I'm very excited about the workshop. Please come to it to learn about how to effectively work as a group all together at the same time, and also about test-driven development.
And
Awesome.
just wanted to say that that's April 1st, Thursday, April 1st, right, Ethan?
Yes, yep, 6:30 to 8:30.
6:30, 8:30. We will record it. And we also will really ground this in the experiences of some of the Code for America projects, like the Windfall Project and the Plug-along project here at Code for Boston. So join us, and welcome.
Oh yeah, and actually one other plug is, if you want a session just for your project, and or just talk with me individually about how you could implement this in your project, I would be very interested in talking to you, because sometimes it can be hard to figure out how to bring it into your project.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Ethan, for putting the hard work in and bringing this together. I know we haven't had a workshop in a while, so we hope folks enjoy the content and the opportunity. Thursday 1st, no April Fools. It will be on the meetup.com, and we'll have information in the Slack so that folks can participate. So that is Mob Programming Workshop. Next, we have product management, UX, and marketing needs. Eva was sending me some messages about looking for folks that are interested in recruiting people that have these needs on their projects. Eva, are you here?
I am here.
Awesome. Do you want to plug your thing?
Sure. So I am going to be sharing a description of Code for Boston and our needs with the Brandeis Graduate Professional Studies School, which includes master's degrees in PM, UX, and marketing. So I think it's a good opportunity for us to get some skilled volunteers in these areas. What would be helpful is if you do have one of these needs for your project, just connect with me on Slack, and I just need little 1-paragraph blurbs to share, so that people, students, kind of get an idea of what type of stuff we're looking for. I'll also add that for Plug-along, I just posted, LinkedIn gives you a free trial, like a 3-day trial to post a job. And I just did it, and I got it candidate almost instantly. So it's might be worth doing as well. And just keep an eye, because after 3 days, they will start charging you $19 a day.
Thanks.
Wow. Well, that is a nice little find there. So definitely want to encourage all project leads to take advantage of this opportunity. I think it's a good chance to bring in some new people and some different talent that you might have not otherwise recruited through the usual channels. And so appreciate, this work to be able to do some additional outreach and bring some folks into our community. So please do send Eva a note. This is awesome. And so thank you, Eva, for pulling this together for everyone.
No problem.
All right. So next, we now have project updates, and we will go ahead and start with the Safe Water Project.
We are still in the process of, my hair's all over the place. We're still in the process of offboarding. I haven't met with Lisa in at least a week. We're not in a rush. There's like voting season's end of April, basically. And we're currently working on an article that will be in ODSC East blog. We're very close to done with it.
Awesome. Thanks, Daniel. Next is Job Hopper.
Yes, so last week we were working on our tiered back-end smart search. It's working, and now maybe this week we will connect it to the front end. There's also key and tree map logic changes to be done, but a lot of details that we're working on. Hopefully we get some more of those sewn up this week, so we'll be really close to completing the project at the end of the coming sprint in the second week of April.
Nice. That is always exciting. Next is the Good Governance Project Advocacy Map. We got Matt Victor in the house.
Hey, Matt. Yeah, I'm here. We are still moving along. We're hoping to get our beta live this week. So got a big night tonight, working away on it. So we'll put our beta live, get some feedback, and then hopefully, release a final version early next month. So we're pretty excited. We're also having an event tomorrow, Privacy and Democracy, Threats and Opportunities in the Digital Age. We have Code for America's CEO, Amanda Renteria, on the panel, as well as Kate Crockford from the ACLU and some professors. So I'm pretty excited. I'll put the link in the chat if people want to sign up. And yeah, doing good.
Awesome. Seems like it'll be a nice little star-studded lineup, so should be some exciting content. It's, I believe, bring your own popcorn still since it's on Zoom, but definitely want to encourage folks to check that out. Next, we have Vaccinate MA, and I believe I see John in the room. Or maybe not. All right, Harlan, do you want to do what's on deck for the front end team, and then I can do a quick for the back end?
I do not. I'm totally uninformed.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that what we've got going on so far on the Vaccinate MA front, at least in the past week or two, is we've been continuing our efforts to implement a new sort of interface for folks that are volunteers that are entering data. So this is part of our migration from Airtable, which has gone down a few times, and a little bit of jankiness. So we'll be moving that to an internal system that might be a little more reliable. And also all the forms will have our branding. So our branding will be consistent throughout, and volunteers can maybe feel a little more confident just in general with sort of the design and reliability of the site as it goes through. I know that there's also been some general tweaks to the site with the search pages so that it can be a little easier for folks to find the sites that they're looking for. And then last but not least, folks have been working on some things so that we don't hit the Google API as much, because Google has generously given us a large Google Maps credit, but we've also proven pretty adept at running through that credit bank. So continuing, work on all those fronts, and we will probably be syncing up after this tonight. Next is Plog Along.
Hey, so last week we worked on building out the front end for our in-app purchases feature. Tonight we're going to start looking at the back end of that, and we're also still trying to chase down some of our pesky Android bugs. So that's what we'll be working on tonight.
All right. Say goodbye to bugs. Next is Clean Slate.
I'm Michelle. Clean Slate is continuing to work on the goals we had last week. Data team is working on smoothing out what we currently have so that we're ready for further data that's upcoming in the next month or two. And the app team is working on version 2 of the testing framework for DocAssemble and working out the basic logic for adult sealing in preparation for working on the flow of the app itself. Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Michelle. Windfall awareness. You're
Thanks.
up next.
Yeah, Matt. Okay. So last week we worked with a very intrepid volunteer to clean up the Windows build of the JavaScript app so that it could take the C code and turn it into a JavaScript file on Windows. This week we hope to put the final sort of icing on that, and also to finally release the official Social Security calculator from last year into the React app. So if TypeScript or JavaScript or even C++ sounds interesting to you, come join us on Windfall Awareness. Thank you.
All right. Sounds good to me. And last but not least, Police Data Trust.
Hey, everybody. So we are bringing on a bunch of new data sets that we got from Witness. So that's exciting stuff. Also working on getting our CI set up so we can have the app hosted online and publicly available, or at least the API for the app. And yeah, lots of cool stuff happening.
Great. Thanks, Daryl. So those are all the projects meeting tonight. So if you know where you need to go, then feel free to wave goodbye. New folks stay in here, and everyone else, happy hacking. All right.